So the thing that's probably impacted me most about the St. Mary's community is definitely the Mass, and in particular the consecration, right, the Eucharist. We're blessed enough to have Eucharistic adoration for most of the school year, honestly, and if you can't make it here, there's a church right down the street that has perpetual adoration, so it's always available. And so when I was going to Mass, I saw Christ in a very personal way. Because whenever I didn't understand something about the church, for some reason, the Eucharist was always the thing that I would go back to, which is weird because it's probably one of the biggest mysteries that we have. But I always felt comfortable when meditating about the Eucharist or thinking about the Eucharist. That was just something that I always trusted in. Even today, whenever Jesus tells me, I need you to trust in me, last week it was, trust me in the Eucharist, receive my body and blood. Because in that moment, it's when we become one, right? There's no separation there. It's a deep intimacy. And without this church, without the availability of daily Mass, I wouldn't have that gift. I wouldn't be able to see Father Ryan and Father Brian get up there and challenge us in their homilies and be bold in that. But then also humble themselves in their ministry and realize this is what I'm truly here to do. And it's to consecrate this host into the body and blood of Christ through his power. And that actually led me into challenging me to always trust in Jesus, to always say yes to Jesus in big things and little things. It was always in the Eucharist. It was always in the consecration. And through the consecration, I saw those priests and I saw their boldness, but also their humility. And that was attractive to me. That was attractive to any man that really, truly wants to know Jesus. And to the point where I feel challenged now to actually pursue a vocation in religious life. So I am planning on now going and joining a religious community called the Servants of Christ Jesus in Denver, Colorado. Shout out to them. And God willing, I'll be moving to Denver in August. And pursuing that, and hopefully someday the Lord will use me in that consecration. I'll be able to have that testimony for someone else, to be able to humble myself, but also challenge people just in the way that Father Ryan and Father Brian have in my life. So, yeah.